Hey guys, David Essel here. I wanted to share this incredible call that came in the other day when I returned to Jenny McCarthy's radio show. It was like such a profound call. And I think it's something really important to talk about what happens in relationships that aren't going as well as we had hoped. And this was, I think, the fourth visit we've been on with Jenny. She is an absolute ball. If you have a chance to listen to her show on Sirius XM, please check it out because she's absolutely stunning. Not just beautiful as a human being, she's just beautiful as a human being. Not just beautifully physically. She's smart as heck. She's awesome. And so I was on the show with her, and we were talking about there's something I created a number of years ago called the Love Scale. And it's a scale of 1 to 10 that we created to help people understand what is really unhealthy love at the 1 and what's really healthy love at the 10, at the 10 mark. So we're talking about the love scale of 1 to 10, and how do you know if you're in a dysfunctional relationship? How do you know if you're in a healthy relationship? So all of a sudden, Jenny McCarthy says, hey, David, we're going to open up the phone lines. I want to get some of my listeners involved with you. I said, great. Very first call was a guy named Sean, and he says, David, he goes, I don't know what's gone on. In the 2 years since being married, I've gained 150 pounds. 150 pounds. He said, I don't know what's happening. And so then Jenny McCarthy says, oh my God, David, fill him in. What could, and it was really easy. I said, Sean, the odds are, I don't know you, I've never worked with you as a counselor, as a coach, but the odds are you've gained that weight because of submerged emotions, because of not being able to communicate openly with your partner, because of not sharing things on your mind. Possibly you've tried to share some things in the past, but you've gotten shot down, that your partner doesn't want to hear your greatest fears or insecurities or your greatest goals or your greatest dreams. I said, Sean, I'm just taking a wild guess here, but it sounds like you've turned into an immense emotional eater. To gain 75 pounds a year is unheard of, right, for the average person. So it's got to be emotional eating. It's not genetics, or you would have said I was this heavy from birth. So I went on giving a bunch of different examples about things that he may be submerging and how with the term emotional eating is extremely valid, right? We're eating our emotions. What are the emotions? Could be boredom in the relationship. It could be lack of fulfillment with intimacy. It could be a lack of understanding of your partner's reactions, their moods. It could be the fact that we've tried to talk to them about things that aren't going well, but they don't want to hear it, so they shut us down. So I'm going and giving all these examples to Sean on Jenny's show, and all of a sudden I stopped. I said, Sean, are we on the same wavelength? And there was this great pause, and he said, David, you nailed it. I said, tell me more. And he said, David, whenever I try to bring something up to my partner that I'm unhappy with or that I'm frustrated with or that I'm insecure about or I'm afraid of, the very next thing I get shot down. They become angry. They push back. And he said, so I've just stopped communicating. And instead of communicating openly, you're right, I'm eating my emotions away. We let Sean go. I really hope that he gets help. Jenny and I talked about it for a few more minutes, but it's so true. In other people that are in unhappy relationships, they could be using not just food, but they could be using workaholism to avoid the confrontation. They could be using alcohol to avoid the conversation. They could be starting to look at hobbies or even starting to communicate with other people more out of their frustration and what they're not getting in the relationship. So if you're in a marriage or a committed relationship and you're unhealthy and you're unhappy, well, the way that we're going to deal with the emotions or not deal with the emotions can come in a myriad of ways. Are you starting to spend more money than you should? Are you spending more time away from home, away from your partner? Are you looking for excuses to not do things with him or her in public or socially because you're so frustrated? All of these things could be very valid points, and I want to bring it up to you. Listen, when you're in a relationship like Sean is, and he's gained 150 pounds in 2 years because he's totally unfulfilled and totally unhappy in the relationship, we more likely than not do not have the power, the knowledge, the willpower in order to change on our own. What we've got to do is reach out for help. You've got to work with a minister, a coach, a counselor. You've got to work with a priest. You've got to find someone outside of yourself for two reasons. Number one is to process those emotions, to learn how to process them, not just verbally, but in writing. And then number two, to try to come up with alternative solutions to open that gap of communication. Now, here's something interesting. Your partner does not have to join you when you're trying to make a major change in the relationship. They may join you down the road, but it's not necessary that they do it with you from the get-go. Does that make sense? Share this video on your walls. There's so many people in relationships that are unhappy, that are using food or alcohol or workaholism or spending more money than they have instead of dealing with the emotions. Share these videos, okay? We've got to wake our country up. The divorce rate is still 50% more. It's about 55% right now. And a lot of that is due to resentments that are unresolved over time. Resentments don't take care of themselves. Time doesn't heal squat. Let me repeat that. Time heals nothing. Time plus work can heal a relationship, but time heals nothing. If I can help you at all, don't forget to just email me through the website or private message me on Facebook. The website is talkdavid.com. Also, don't forget, we've got all kinds of great things. We've got that huge sweepstakes going on, right? Up until July 15th, you could win a $3,000 life counseling, life coaching program with me, absolutely free. And there's a lot of more great stuff at talkdavid.com, okay? But don't let those resentments in your relationships build. As Sean has found out, 150 pounds later, now he's got to do not only the work to lose the weight, but he's got to do the work to learn how to communicate differently to save the marriage. Don't forget, talkdavid.com. Have an awesome day.